the silent revolution. Something profoundly interesting, perhaps even revolutionary, happens the exact moment you stop trying to imagine the life you want and instead start feeling the life that is already forming inside your cellular biology. We have been told for decades that the secret to changing our reality lies in the clarity of our vision. We are told to close our eyes, to construct elaborate mental movies, to see the details of the house, the car, the partner, the bank account. But observe what happens in your body the moment you drop that mental effort. The moment you cease the exhausting attempt to hold a picture in your mind's eye, your energy stops fragmenting. Your nervous system, which has been silently working overtime to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, suddenly stops comparing. The subtle war between your imagined scene and your lived memory comes to a truce. Your vibration stops fighting against the gravity of your old identity. And in that quiet internal space, the space without images, without narrative, without the desperate need to figure it out, manifestation accelerates. It does not just speed up incrementally. It accelerates dramatically. We are talking about a method that works 10x faster than traditional visualization. Why? Because the field, that infinite web of quantum potential that governs our reality, responds to your state infinitely faster than it could ever respond to your imagination. For too long, we have been operating under a misconception. We believed that visualization was the engine of creation. But the truth, which we will uncover deeply today, is that visualization was never the engine. It was only a training wheel. It was a useful prop when you didn't trust your own energy signature. It was a crutch for when you needed something tangible to hold on to, back when you didn't yet know how to feel the future without needing to see it first. But there comes a critical threshold in your spiritual evolution, where visualization begins to do the opposite of what you want. Instead of propelling you forward, it acts as a drag. It slows you down. It traps you in the cognitive mind, the very place where your doubts, your logic, and your limitations live. It keeps you thinking instead of vibrating. It keeps you in a state of comparing rather than becoming. Today, on Quantum Files, we are going to dismantle the old way of manifesting. We are going to explore the neurobiology of why your brain might actually be blocking your blessings, and we will hand you the key to the zero image method, the energetic mechanism that the universe reacts to instantly. If you are ready to stop imagining and start embodying, this is the shift you have been waiting for. Part 1, the neurological trap of visualization. Let's go deeper into why visualization, despite being a popular tool, can become a trap for the advanced manifester. The more intensely you visualize, the more you activate the neural networks of your past. This is a matter of biological hardware. Your brain, specifically the neocortex, is essentially a record of the past. It is a biological database of everything you have learned, experienced, felt, and seen up to this moment. Therefore, the brain can only construct images from what it already knows. It recycles old data to build new pictures. So here is the dilemma. If the future you want, a future of unlimited freedom, profound health, or unprecedented abundance, doesn't match anything you have lived before, your mind becomes the wrong tool for the job. Your mind literally does not have the hardware to simulate a reality it has never tasted. When you sit down to visualize, you are often using the prefrontal cortex to force an image. You are pulling data from memory networks. You are filtering these images through your current belief systems. You are checking for inconsistencies. Is this realistic? How will this happen? When will this happen? All of this mental activity generates static in your field. Speed, true quantum speed, comes from the body, not the mind. The quantum field reacts to your electromagnetic signature, not your mental movies. The universe does not speak English or Spanish, or even the language of images. It speaks the language of frequency. Consider this scenario. You could visualize abundance all day. You could paste checks on your ceiling. You could visualize the numbers in your bank account growing. But if your chest tightens every time you think of paying a bill, or if your stomach churns with a subtle anxiety about survival, the field answers the tightness. The field answers the churn. It responds to the broadcast of the body, not the picture in the mind. You could imagine love with vivid, cinematic detail. You could write scripts about your ideal partner. But if your body contracts at the idea of vulnerability, if your heart creates a wall of protection based on past traumas, the field mirrors the contraction, not the visualization. You could picture your dream life with absolute clarity. But if your nervous system is anchored to the emotional habits of the old self, addicted to the rush of stress, or the heaviness of unworthiness, the field continues aligning you with that old identity. Visualization is slow because the mind is slow. It processes information linearly. It handles one image at a time, one association at a time, one memory at a time. It is bound by time and logic. But energy is instantaneous. Energy is non-linear. Your body can shift its state in milliseconds. The heart's electromagnetic field, which is up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain's field, expands or contracts faster than a thought can catch it. Your frequency updates the exact moment your internal chemistry changes. A deeper breath, a release in the shoulders, a softening of the awareness behind the eyes. These tiny, almost imperceptible somatic shifts are what the field responds to. They are the commands that collapse the wave function into particles of matter. That is why the method works 10x faster when you stop visualizing and start embodying. Part 2. The biology of interference. This isn't just spiritual language. This is supported by cutting-edge neurobiology and the physics of coherence. When you are in a state of intense mental visualization, your brain waves often stay in high beta. This is the state of focus, but it is also the state of stress, analysis, and separation. In high beta, you are looking at the object of your desire as something separate from you. You are here and the goal is there. The very act of visualizing it reinforces the distance, the time, and the space between you and it. Furthermore, when the brain is working that hard, it consumes a massive amount of energy. It pulls blood flow to the neocortex. But manifestation is not routed through the analytical mind. It is communicated through the heart-brain system, through your vagus nerve, through your emotional resonance, and through your baseline coherence. When the mind becomes too active, trying to perfect the image, your physiological coherence drops. The rhythm of your heart becomes jagged and irregular. And when coherence drops, your signal loses strength. It becomes like a radio station with too much static. The music is there, but the universe cannot hear it clearly. A weak signal creates slow manifestation. A noisy signal creates distorted manifestation. But when you stop forcing images and instead let the body shift, first a deep inhale that expands the lower lungs, a softening in the ribs, a warm expansion behind your sternum, coherence rises fast. The heart enters a smooth sine wave pattern. This signal is coherent. It is laser-like. It cuts through the noise of the environment. The field feels this shift before you can articulate it. This explains those mysterious moments in your life where things changed seemingly out of nowhere. You weren't visualizing. You weren't doing a technique. You were perhaps just walking in nature, or listening to music, or sitting in a moment of pure gratitude. In that moment, your energy shifted before your mind caught up. You dropped the resistance of trying and entered the state of being. People misunderstand manifestation because they keep trying to think their way into a future that they must feel their way into. Visualization can only pull from the past. Energy pulls from the field of infinite possibilities. Visualization builds from memory. Energy builds from frequency. Visualization requires effort and willpower. Energy requires surrender and trust. Visualization is limited to what you can imagine. Energy allows for outcomes your mind would never think to request. This is why some of your biggest breakthroughs happened when you weren't visualizing at all. When you were simply present, open, honest, relieved, grounded, and spacious. You weren't projecting a limiting image, you were emitting a limitless state. And the field mirrors state faster than it mirrors thought. Part 3. The tuning fork and the somatic field. Think of your inner world like a tuning fork. When you visualize, it is as if you are trying to hit the fork with your mind. You are using mental force to create a vibration. It requires constant effort. The moment you stop thinking, the vibration stops. But when you embody, the tuning fork vibrates on its own. The resonance is cleaner, stronger, deeper. It spreads through your nervous system with consistency. It changes the chemistry of your blood. It changes the expression of your genes. And the moment your vibration becomes stable, independent of your environment, timelines begin collapsing into form. The faster method, the one that works 10x quicker, has nothing to do with mental imagery. It has everything to do with the felt sense of coherence. The warm, stable, present, open state your body enters when you stop trying to manipulate reality and start aligning with it. When the body leads, manifestation accelerates. When the mind leads, manifestation drags. There is a truth your body has been trying to show you for years. It manifests faster than your thoughts can organize themselves. The mind imagines slowly, linearly. The body broadcasts instantly, spherically. And when the two are out of sync, when the mind is visualizing wealth but the body is vibrating lack, your manifestations feel inconsistent, delayed, or strangely distorted. This is why visualizing your desires with perfect clarity can still leave you feeling stuck. Because while your mind is constructing images, your body is transmitting an entirely different signal. The field responds to the broadcast, not the picture. When someone tries to visualize, the first thing that usually happens is comparison. The brain looks at the image and checks it against your emotional history. It asks, have we felt this before? Is this familiar? Is this safe? If your body has not yet experienced the emotional frequency of that desired reality, the visualization collides with stored memories of trauma or disappointment. The mind pushes one way, I want this, while the body pulls the opposite way, this is dangerous. The result is a vibrational standstill. But when you let the body speak first, the static dissolves. The body doesn't need to picture anything. It only needs to shift state, and the shift is immediate. A single softening in the solar plexus, releasing the knot of anxiety, can do more to change your timeline than an hour of detailed visualization. A subtle release in the diaphragm can open more vibrational portals than repeating affirmations all day. The body is the instrument. The mind is just the audience. This is why some desires materialize before you even think to visualize them. Because your somatic field, the living, breathing electromagnetic organism that surrounds you, updates before the mind constructs a coherent picture. You feel a sense of readiness long before you know what you're ready for. You sense expansion long before you know what you're expanding into. Your body chooses the timeline before the mind names the desire. And when the body leads, the universe responds immediately. The heart's electromagnetic field extends several feet beyond your physical body. It contains information about your emotional state, your baseline coherence, your inner availability, your readiness to receive. This field updates each time your breath deepens, each time your rib cage opens, each time you stop bracing for life and allow yourself to inhabit your body fully. These subtle shifts generate resonance, and resonance is what the quantum mirrors back. People underestimate how much their body communicates. Even when you think you're not manifesting, your energy is constantly adjusting. When your shoulders drop after releasing a long-held anxiety, the universe registers that as a request for an easier timeline. When your chest expands after making peace with something painful, the universe registers that as permission to bring in something new. When you stop clenching your stomach after years of living in survival mode, the universe interprets it as a signal of safety, and safety opens the door to abundance. Visualizing can never replicate these signals because images remain trapped in the mind, circling through thought loops. But somatic shifts send clean, immediate broadcasts that bypass cognitive interference entirely. You don't need to see the future when your body already feels it. Here is the surprising part. Your body often knows what you want before you do. Not because it's psychic in the traditional sense, but because it recognizes resonance. The body picks up on frequencies your mind hasn't learned to interpret yet. It senses timelines that match your suppressed potential. It responds to futures your intellect has not yet dared to consider. This is why you sometimes outgrow things before you understand why. Your body is adjusting to a timeline your mind hasn't identified. When you let the body lead, you accelerate manifestation because you remove the bottleneck. Mind visualization forces the mind to participate too early. And the mind is slow, contradictory, and overly attached to what it already knows. But the body is honest, fast, direct, unfiltered. It broadcasts desire without drag. This is why manifestations rooted in somatic alignment show up 10 times faster. There's no friction, no argument, no cognitive resistance. You don't need a mental picture. You need a physiological permission slip. A stable breath, a relaxed throat, a warm chest, a softened belly, a nervous system that is no longer bracing for the past. When you shift these, the field responds immediately. And if you want to anchor this truth right now, to mark the moment your body begins manifesting faster than your mind, declare it in a way that the field can receive clearly. Type in the comments, "My body leads and reality follows." Not because the words are magical, but because the acknowledgement stabilizes the new state you're entering. It tells your system, I'm ready to stop imagining and start emitting. And once the body emits a coherent signal, the universe has no choice but to adjust. Part 4, the Zero Image Method, Step by Step Deep Dive. This brings us to the methodology. The how-to. There is a doorway inside you that most people never notice. A point where your energy becomes so coherent, so unfragmented, that the quantum field responds instantly. Not gradually, not eventually, instantly. It is the state where manifestation bypasses thought entirely. Where you collapse a timeline not by imagining it, but by embodying the version of yourself who already lives in it. This is the essence of the Zero Image Method. The art of manifesting without visualizing anything at all. The Zero Image Method is not about emptiness in the sense of lack or nothingness. It is about emptiness in the sense of clarity. A state where your nervous system is no longer competing with your imagination. Where your biology is not contradicting your intention. Where your emotional body is not replaying an outdated identity. Visualization requires the mind. The zero image state requires the self beneath the mind. So how do you enter this state? It is a process of peeling back the layers of cognitive noise to reveal the pure signal underneath. We can break this down into 5 distinct layers of embodiment. Layer 1. Somatic openness, the physical gateway. It begins with the chest. Always the chest. Not because the heart is poetic, but because it is the strongest electromagnetic generator in your body. The zero image method starts with noticing the subtle movement behind your sternum, the place where expansion begins. Most of us walk around with a micro-tension in the chest, a subtle armor we built to protect ourselves from the world. To enter layer 1, you must consciously soften the center of your chest, even slightly. When you do this, watch what happens. Your vagus nerve switches from defense to social engagement and safety. The diaphragm drops. Your breath deepens naturally, not forcefully. Your mind quiets because the body signals safety. This is not about relaxation for the sake of sleep. It is relaxation for the sake of receptivity. You cannot receive a new reality if your body is clenched against the current one. Layer 2. Emotional neutrality, the clearing. Then comes the second layer, emotional neutrality. This is often misunderstood. It is not detachment, coldness, or indifference. It is neutrality. It is a state where you stop comparing what you want with what you have. Comparison is the thief of manifestation. Comparison activates the identity of lack. It affirms to the field, I do not have this. Neutrality dissolves the emotional friction. It creates space. It is the feeling of, I am okay right here, I am complete right now. In this space, your energy stops fighting the present moment. And here is the secret. The field responds to space faster than it responds to desire. When you create space, the universe rushes in to fill it. Layer 3, micro-expansion, the spark. Layer 3 is the heart of the method. Micro-expansion. Once you are open and neutral, you invite a small, subtle swelling in your chest that feels like the beginning of relief. Pay attention to that word, relief. Not joy. Not excitement. Not ecstasy. Those are high-amplitude emotions that can sometimes feel ungrounded. Relief is the sensation that the struggle is over. It is the sensation that the result is guaranteed. It is the feeling you have after the bill is paid, after the diagnosis is clear, after the lover returns. The sensation that you are no longer carrying the emotional weight that defined your past timeline. This micro-expansion might only last for 3 seconds, but it is enough. It is the vibrational equivalent of opening a portal. In this moment, you are no longer the version of yourself who was waiting for the future. You are the version who is available to receive it. Layer 4, temporal disorientation, the collapse of time. This may sound complex, but it's simple in practice. When you release all images of the future and all memories of the past, your nervous system loses its usual markers of time. The brain loves to measure time by distance to goal. But with no image of the goal, the brain stops calculating. It stops predicting. It stops guarding. You enter a brief state of the now without reference. And in this state of now, the body is not resisting anything because it has nothing to compare the moment to. When resistance disappears, vibration increases. When vibration increases, manifestation accelerates. You become a magnet because there is no insulation of time blocking the current. Layer 5. Identity resonance, the arrival. The fifth and final layer is the one that collapses reality. Identity resonance. Once you are open, neutral, expanded, and untethered from mental imagery, your body naturally shifts into the emotional signature of the version of you who already has what you want, without needing to define it visually. This is the missing ingredient. You don't need to know how the future looks. You only need to know how the future feels. Does the future feel like freedom? Like security? Like ease? Like passion? When you strip away the image, the house, the car, the face, you are left with the essence, the feeling. And feeling does not require the mind. The zero image method works 10x faster because the body doesn't have to fight with your imagination. There is no friction, no contradiction, No mental story that pulls your vibration back to the past. There is only resonance, clean, coherent, unmistakable resonance. The version of you who is already living the manifestation vibrates through you in real time, and the quantum field mirrors that identity immediately, because there is nothing blocking the signal. Part 5. The paradigm shift. Most people try to manifest with images, but the future arrives through sensation. When you step into this zero image state, you become the frequency that your timeline has been waiting for. You stop signaling desire, which implies absence, and start signaling readiness, which implies presence. And readiness is the fastest language the universe speaks. There comes a moment in your evolution where manifestation stops feeling like something you pursue and starts feeling like something that recognizes you. A moment where the universe moves with you, not after you. Where timelines open because your energy says yes before your mind even decides what it wants. This is the moment when you finally understand why the zero image method works so quickly. Because the fastest manifestations don't arrive through imagination, they arrive through identity. Once you've stopped projecting images, once you've stopped constructing mental scenes and forcing your mind to invent futures it has no reference for, something inside you becomes astonishingly clear. The noise drops. The comparison dissolves. The emotional static you didn't even realize you were carrying begins to loosen its grip. And in that clarity, your energy becomes unmistakable. The universe doesn't have to guess what you're asking for anymore. Your state communicates everything. This is the switch most people never make. They try to create from the mind, while their body is still vibrating with the memory of an older identity. They visualize a future, while their nervous system unconsciously prepares for the past. They imagine abundance through the lens of scarcity. They imagine love through the lens of fear. They imagine success through the lens of self-protection. The mind pushes forward, the body pulls backward, and the field mirrors the tension. But when you stop visualizing and start embodying, the tug-of-war ends instantly. The body no longer has to negotiate with the mind. The mind no longer tries to override the body. You enter a unified internal state. One signal. One vibration. One identity. And the universe responds to unified signals with breathtaking speed. This identity is not constructed. It's revealed. It's the version of you that was hidden beneath layers of tension, old emotional reflexes, inherited beliefs, and outdated stories about what is possible. When those layers fall away, even for a moment, your energy shifts into a state your future recognizes. You become resonant with the timeline that has been orbiting your field for months, years, maybe lifetimes. And once resonance is established, the future has no choice but to move toward you. The acceleration you experience in this state is not coincidence. It is physics. A coherent signal collapses probability faster than a fragmented one. When your energy becomes congruent, when your breath, your posture, your internal chemistry, your emotional tone all synchronize, the quantum field receives a stable frequency that it can mirror without distortion. This is why things arrive in clusters when you're aligned. The field is accessing a clean channel. And here is the part nobody tells you. You do not need to feel high vibe all the time. You do not need to feel ecstatic, euphoric, or wildly inspired. You only need to feel undivided, neutral, steady, spacious, a body that is no longer bracing, a heart that is no longer guarding, a presence that is no longer fighting the moment. This is the identity the universe responds to. Not the one who imagines the future, but the one who is available to receive it. When you reach this state, life starts moving in ways you couldn't have orchestrated even with the best visualization practice. You'll notice conversations opening effortlessly. opportunities appearing in perfect timing, insights dropping into your awareness with clarity instead of effort. You may even feel like you're being pulled forward, as if the future has already chosen you. And in truth it has. Not because you pictured it, but because you became compatible with it. This is the essence of 10x manifestation. You're not speeding up the universe. You're removing what slows you down. Mental images slow you down. Old emotional residues slow you down. Self-comparison slows you down. Forcing coherence slows you down. Trying to feel high vibe when you don't slows you down. But the zero image state, grounded, open, neutral, embodied, removes all friction. The universe races to meet the version of you who vibrates with clarity instead of effort. Conclusion and call to action. And if you can feel this truth settling into your body right now, if some part of you knows you're ready to stop imagining and begin embodying, then you're already crossing a threshold. The version of you who manifests instantly is already emerging. The question now is not, can I do this? The question is, how deeply are you willing to stabilize this? If you're ready to anchor this identity, the one who doesn't chase, doesn't push, doesn't overthink, but manifests through coherence, presence, and embodied resonance, then you're ready for the next step of this journey. Everything you need to deepen this shift is inside the Awaken Your Quantum Power ebook and its practical companion guide. It's designed to help you build the emotional, energetic, and somatic foundation for manifestation that doesn't depend on visualization, but on identity. It is a manual for the body, not just the mind. You'll find the link in the description and the pinned comment below. If something inside you feels ready, follow that feeling. Your future is already responding. Thank you for being part of Quantum Files Official. Keep your heart open. Keep your signal clear. And remember, my body leads and reality follows.